What is on your mind today? And what is whispering to you? Stones turn to diamonds. Days turn to years. Old flames turn to ashes. But love perseveres. And these everyday wonders are worth any price that make up my life. Brian Adams. Hello, and thank you again for stopping by. And before I get started, I want to thank each and every one of you for all of your support and your kind comments about the passing of my brother. You don't know how each and every one of them meant so much to me. And knowing that I have such a giving and kind community who understands pain, who understands loss, and that gave me a cushion of comfort during the process that I have been going through since his passing. Again, I couldn't be more grateful to each and every one of you. Life is full of those moments that make us, isn't it? It's full of the moments that give us joy and excitement and happiness, but also life gives us surprises, those moments that knock us off of our feet and completely devastate us. I had an experience when I got the call from my niece that my brother had passed. It completely devastated me. And I broke down and I cried. I cried waves of tears and loss because he was my only brother and the last one in my family. And it was just so overwhelming. And I know if you have experienced this, I don't have to explain to you the emotions that go through you, but it completely broke me up and I was crying. And Musho had been sitting next to me in the chair when I took the phone call. Well, after I settled down a little bit, I realized that he was gone and he had been hiding under the chair that I was sitting in. So I got him out from underneath the chair. I scooped him up in my arms, and he was shaking like a leaf, shaking and trembling like something terrible had happened to him too. And it was then I realized that I had been experiencing behavior that he had never seen before, and that he absorbed this difference, and he absorbed the strangeness in my behavior, and it frightened him. And I realized too that how closely our pets are to us and how we feel what we feel. If we're happy, they're happy. And if we're sad, they become sad too. So it was a very interesting thing that I think I learned from Mushu, is that how strong our emotions radiate and even go into other human beings. If you know somebody who walks around who is sad all the time and they're in your life constantly, it makes you stressed and it makes you sad as well. But again, I am going to be here for another week. Then I am finally going to be able to take that trip to Nashville to be with my son and his family there and be in my little cottage for a couple of weeks. Then I'm turning right around and I am coming back here to Florida for about a week. And then I am flying back to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan to be with my brother during a commemorative service that they are going to be having with him. And then finally, I think I'll be coming back here for hurricane season. And I hope it doesn't happen while I'm away, because Brett is staying here with all of our animals. What is whispering to you today? What is on your mind? Well, on my mind is now, because of the passing of my brother, aging probably is on the forefront of my mind, and realizing that aging comes from many wonderful things, but it also comes with surprises that are just around the corner that we don't expect. And some of them are really, really great. And others are not so great. And it's how we look at these events in our lives enables us to go through them. How we approach them and how we think about them in our mind really helps us to navigate all of the surprises, good and not so good, in our lives. Isn't that true? So I guess we can look at it and say that aging is just another word for living. It truly is the moments that happen in our lives that make up who we are. And I know that we cannot stop caring about the world and everything that is going around in it and with us. And actually, with our place in the world today. I have realized how important it is not to be afraid to show our vulnerability, and that being able to show that vulnerability is not weakness, but it's the way that we can be honest with ourselves and the way that we can display our honest feelings and be true to ourselves. And that also relates to everything, not within our little circle that we have every day in our lives, but that also relates to the world and our place in it. I never thought that I would ever see such division and chaos in the world that I see today. And it makes me feel helpless. It makes me feel a little scared. But it also reminds me that it only takes one person. It only takes one person to make a difference in someone else's life. Just one person. One person can make a difference in someone else's life. And why can't that person be you? Think about it. Why can't that person be you? What is whispering to you now? What do you think that you can do to help just one person in your life? Don't wait. Act upon it. I know that each and every one of you have made a difference in my life. So many times in the past 2 years, especially with all the losses that I have experienced, you have had my back. You have held me up. You have been emotionally and verbally so supportive of me that there is no way that I can ever repay you for what you have done to me, for me. So why cannot we all, in our little circle, our bag of marbles, as I say, in our bag of marbles, why can't we just make a difference in one person's life today? So what is whispering to you now? Whatever it is, don't be afraid to act upon it. Thank you again for being here. I enjoy having you with me because when I speak with you, even though I can't see you, I feel you in my heart. And this community is so wonderful that if you're out there and you're not a part of this community, please join us, because you don't have to be alone. You don't have to feel helpless and vulnerable and lonely, because you have to realize, or you should realize, that you are never alone and that you are truly, truly loved. Thank you for being here today, everyone. I hope to see you in Nashville. And I am on my way now to pick up some sandbags for the hurricane season. And I will see you next week, hopefully, from Nashville. Take care and have a wonderful, wonderful day today and the week ahead. What is whispering to you today?